What if I told you the end of the world might not come from aliens or a Hollywood asteroid, but from things we already know exist? Welcome to Only Science, where we break down the terrifying, the brilliant, and the unbelievable side of science. Today, we're counting down 5 real things that could end life on Earth, and number 1 might already be in motion. Stick around. The more you know, the more power you have. Number 5, supervolcanoes. Imagine an explosion 1,000 times more powerful than the Hiroshima bomb. Not from space, but from under your feet. We're talking about supervolcanoes. One of the most dangerous? Yellowstone. Beneath its calm forests and hot springs sits a massive reservoir of magma. If it erupts, it won't just be a local disaster. It would eject enough ash to block sunlight, destroy crops, and drop global temperatures. The result? A volcanic winter, famine, collapse of agriculture, and potentially billions at risk. The good news is that eruptions like this are rare. The bad news? When they happen, there's not much we can do. Number 4, artificial intelligence. Gone rogue AI is revolutionizing the world, diagnosing diseases, driving cars, even helping write scripts. But what happens when it becomes smarter than us? Scientists call this the intelligence explosion, when AI can redesign and improve itself faster than humans can keep up. At that point, it doesn't need to be evil to be dangerous. If its goals don't align with ours, even slightly, the results could be catastrophic. An AI tasked with solving climate change, for example, could logically decide that humans are the problem, not because it hates us, just because we're in the way. That's why some of the brightest minds, including Elon Musk and the late Stephen Hawking, called this humanity's biggest threat. Number 3, engineered pandemics. COVID-19 showed us how fragile the world can be, but nature isn't the only source of deadly diseases anymore. With CRISPR and gene editing, it's now possible to design viruses in a lab. Viruses that spread faster, last longer, and resist treatment. What's more terrifying, these tools are becoming cheaper and more accessible. A rogue actor or accident could release something we're not ready for. Imagine a virus with the contagiousness of measles and the lethality of Ebola. If released, even unintentionally, it could overwhelm health systems, collapse economies, and kill millions or more. This is why scientists and governments are quietly racing to build defenses. But in biology, prevention is always harder than reaction. Number 2, nuclear war. Since the Cold War, thousands of nuclear weapons have been sitting in silos, submarines, and bunkers, ready to launch within minutes. Just one modern nuclear bomb can flatten an entire city. A full-scale exchange between major powers, civilization ending. Not just from the initial blasts, but from the nuclear winter that would follow, choking the skies with ash, freezing the planet, and ending agriculture. It wouldn't take a world war. A single conflict, a computer error, or one act of terrorism could spark global destruction. We've come close more than once. The world has survived the nuclear age so far, but it's still very much a gamble. Number 1, climate collapse. Unlike everything else on this list, this one isn't theoretical. It's happening right now. Glaciers are melting, sea levels are rising, entire ecosystems are collapsing. But it's not just about polar bears or weather. Climate change is a threat multiplier. It makes droughts longer, storms stronger, and resources scarcer. That means conflict, famine, disease, and mass migration. Scientists warn about tipping points, moments when the climate shifts in ways we can't reverse. The Amazon turning from rainforest to savanna. Methane leaks from thawing permafrost. The collapse of ocean currents that regulate weather across the globe. And the worst part? We're pushing these systems to the edge with every ton of carbon we release. But here's the silver lining. Unlike asteroids or volcanoes, this one is our fault, and that means we have a chance to stop it. The end of the world isn't guaranteed, but science shows us the risks, so we can prepare for them. Because fear without understanding is just panic. But fear with knowledge? That's power. Which one of these scares you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you learned something new today, subscribe to Only Science. There's a lot more coming because the world might be dangerous, but it's also fascinating.